Good morning. It is a brisk morning, but clear skies. I'm super happy about that. Last night got pretty cold. I'd say just above freezing, probably 33, 34. But it was fine. I had a nice camp spot up on a hill in kind of a pine straw area, so I had some condensation, but not much, even with both my doors on the Plexamate closed. Speaking of Z-Pack stuff, new issue this morning. I've got this Z-Pack's Virtus rain jacket, and I love it. It's really good. But when I was putting the hood on, I had some tension on it, just pulling it over my head, but not anything out of the normal. And it ripped. I may try and duct tape it. My sewing needle broke when I was fixing my gaiters, so I don't have a way to sew it. But I could puncture a couple holes with a safety pin and use some dental floss just to do a tie, in addition to some duct tape. thru-hiker remedies. Right now, I'm just enjoying the morning. It's really fantastic. I'm so happy not to be post-holing in the snow. I got my socks drying on the back of my pack from yesterday. Some nice clean socks on. Life is good. I'm coming up soon on the Rio Chama, and that is where the cutoff for the Ghost Ranch alternate is that I and probably almost every other thru-hiker are taking this year. So excited about that. I'm going to try and camp pretty close to Ghost Ranch. I don't intend to stay there, but I want time there to get my box, get organized, eat, get a weather forecast from those folks if I can, and send the pictures of my broken jacket to Z-Packs. So that's what I'm doing. Oh, it's so nice now that the rain stopped. I can hear the little birdies start to come out. It's a good sign. I shall walk on. Just walking the road to Ghost Ranch. Got kind of a big thunderstorm behind me. Look at that. See if it hits me or not, it goes past. So this huge thunderstorm started brewing behind me, and it kept getting closer and closer, and I learned my lesson going into Pie Town about trying to outrun storms. I'll never win. So I was just looking for a place to dive into the bushes and pitch my tent, and I literally dove between two tall bushes and threw my tent up. There's a bush, like small tree, I guess maybe 8 feet tall, touching the back of my tent and one in front. And I just weathered the storm. It really wasn't that bad. It rained, but it didn't lightning too much here. I think it blew over the other side of the mountain. But at this point, I'm just stopping short of where I was gonna hike to, and I'll just have to do it tomorrow morning. I think it's about 7 or 8 miles into Ghost Ranch. So now I'm gonna eat a whole boatload of ramen. Oh man, tomorrow's another day. So headed out of Ghost Ranch. I made it there just in time for breakfast. Getting there is not straightforward if you're following gut hooks. It pays to really look at all the junction and waypoint directions, because the dirt road that I camped off of last night has a trail junction, but there's no trail. So I ended up just bushwhacking a lot of it, basically giving up on trying to find a trail and just figuring out which direction I needed to go in. And I climbed up over a hill and down through some ravines. The Living Museum advertised in Gut Hook, it's dead. It's not living anymore. It was completely abandoned. And you kind of have to work your way around the front of it and look at where the old pathway with metal railing went and go around that and look for a cattle gate that basically, I think, puts you on private property, but the CDT is marked with blue posts. The tops of the posts are blue anyway there. So yeah, it was not straightforward getting to Ghost Ranch at all. It was kind of fun though, I'll admit, and it wasn't raining, which is nice. So the bushwhacking part, yeah, it's not too bad. If you're trying to make it for breakfast, you got to plan on extra time. I got up at 4:30 and was hiking at 5, and it took me 2.5 hours to do the 7 miles. So yeah, and I was moving pretty fast where I could. Breakfast was delicious, and I got my package, which is the food I mailed myself from Grant's. So all is good. Oh man, my pack's heavy though. 4 pounds of snowshoes and 5 days of food. I really only need 4.5, I think, but I brought extra food because it's gonna be cold up at elevation, and just in case, in case I need to sit out a storm, take an extra day. I could actually easily make this food stretch 6 days, I think, if I needed to. Not that I hopefully will, but there is supposed to be some bad weather coming. Nothing extreme, just wet, at least as far as I know. But I have a bailout point between here and Cumbres Pass at Highway 64. It's about 1/3 of the way up, so if things aren't going well, you can always hitch into Chama from there. Right now it's beautiful. I'm gonna enjoy this good day, not think about tomorrow right now. My goal today is just to try and make it to the end of this alternate, get back on the CDT and find a place to camp. So Georgia O'Keeffe apparently lived in this area for 50 years and painted these cliffs. You can see why. They're absolutely gorgeous. I don't know what kind of trees these are, but they crackle and pop. It's like a Rice Krispie tree. Can you hear that? I really have no idea what that noise is. What's going on? I'll have to Google that. It's doing it all around me with these trees. The Rice Krispie forest is alive.